Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Coins Alert where you can get your crypto fix. I'm your boss. I hope everyone is having a great day. I'm worn out from staying up late last night. It's an exciting time to be living as I watch the election results come in. We needed this in order for the US to move forward and for the crypto business in the US to grow. As the results came in, it became clearer that Trump was going to win. You may have already seen how the market reacted when Bitcoin hit a new all-time high last night. We're going to talk about that. Gary Gensler, we're going to talk about rules. What the US does next, what the markets will do next as well. We have a lot to talk about, so let's get started. Take it easy. Let's take a look at a Bitcoin worth $7,525. In the last 24 hours, it's gone up 8.36%. It's been almost 30% in the past 90 days. Last night, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high of about $75,000, and Ethereum, which is now worth $2,640, is up 8.36%. Very positive. That means that people have moved their money into horses, which are the markets right now. The market value of all cryptocurrencies has gone up from $2.3 trillion to $2.5 trillion, and both of these stable coins are worth more than $1. In other words, money is going to be put into the markets, and XRP is also following suit. Doge jumped it at one point, but that's to be expected since Elon is a big Trump fan. Elon Doge, you know the small link there, but XRP is about to hit 54 cents and is now up 6%. Pay attention to what we talked about a lot on this channel. Folks, Solana 200 inbound is coming in at about a 2.25 hour pace. It's up 16% right now, leading the way. The total cup value is now 188 billion rubles, and the market value is now 2.5 trillion rubles. This is the start of something great. It's time to have fun. Let's just make sure that Bitcoin is above 74,000 at the end of the week. That's when we start to pay attention to the idea that Bitcoin could reach $100,000 by the end of the year. And it's official now, it's time for a bull run. We have not been looking at things. And guess what? This is the first time this has ever been done on the XRP system. It was done by the first project ever and the first company ever. That's right. Luxline is my company's biggest project on the sheet. Yesterday we added pack holes. Yes, that's correct. You go to linkmint.lux.lines.nft.com and click on buy packs. The trading card game is coming up soon, and here are all the packs you can get. Packs are already being stacked by many people. I think we sold more than 400 cards in 6 hours. Crazy that you get a started deck. If you want 5 cards, you can pick up 3 of them. Each card back is different. It's kind of like getting a mix of different kinds of cards. Coming in here is what happens. You then buy your card. As soon as you buy the deck, you go to your account, click on transfer and sign it. You go back to packs, open packs, and then into the pack you just chose after signing it over. Pirate would be the first thing we would do, and then we'd take you to a new page and show you your little NFT card. Yes, press the open pack button. Beautiful animation plays your cards again. You open them a bit, burn the drink, and all the cards you just bought appear on the screen. Pay attention. I'm telling you now, this card game will be the most popular game ever on XRP. If you don't call it, put this out there, there was a collapse. I don't know what you call it. That's also the first time in 20 years that the Republican Party has won the broad vote. The area is mostly red, as you can see. He will get more than 300 electoral votes in the end. She really never had a chance. At no point did she ever have the upper hand. He was always ahead by a large amount. He went to the swing states he needed to go to, like Ohio, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. He took them. There's a good chance that you'll start to think that Minnesota will also flip over. Great Lakes, it turned red, but it's not official yet. It's clear that Oregon, Washington, and California are always blue. You know, what are the odds that someone will ever flip those? As I said, the Democrats would have to really mess things up. California, especially San Francisco, is not a great place to live. You thought they would wake up and a lot of people would leave California for Texas. Why do you ask? Elon Musk, he tells you these are now the news. He's right on. Look, Elon is coming out. That talk on Twitter, or X as we call it now, was one of the biggest interviews. He backed Trump and supported him. At the time, I think it was the biggest. Then the Trump talk with Joe Rogan came out. Listen to that if you haven't already. And the fact that she wouldn't do any interviews with them was really the kiss of death for them. He had Elon and Rogan on his side. Today is a new day and the world is a new place. It's almost time for the bull run. Crypto, this is a very exciting time for you. We've already talked about how, no matter what happened, there would be a bull run. Just how much money were people going to put into this bull run, right? We told him that if he lost, we would likely be looking at around $4 to $7 trillion. But we know what he'll do in the US if he wins. He wants the US to leave the crypto race. That we were looking at 7 to 10 trillion. These markets still have a long way to go and rise. Chip gives us the House, the Senate, the President, and the choice of the people. What a wonderful night. There are already changes in the crypto markets because of this. Think about what will happen when Trump actually takes office in January and starts tearing the SEC apart. Gensler is not going to be fired. Let's say what it is. Gensler is getting ready to leave. He is going to step down. He won't lose his job. Do you think he's going to wait to be fired? No, he already has a job lined up for him. He's not there. Who is going to take over that role? We've heard a few jokes going around in there, but who's going to step in? What are they going to do about crypto? You can be sure that Trump will choose someone who supports crypto. The great thing is that this case between Ripple and the SEC now, no matter who runs the SEC, they can just say, enough is enough, we're not going to send this to court. We are not going to argue with it. We lost. We are aware of what Ripple is doing. Ripple talked to the Fed a lot, so we know everything there is to know about them. We already know what they bring to the table. The test is still going on. We know how the new banking system is going to be set up. They can just let this thing go. At first, it was thought that this could last until around 2027 or 2028. I no longer believe that. I'm sure that this case will be dropped next year. I think it will be over. As Ripple moves on, XRP gets more clarity in the US. Well, it already had full clarity, but it wasn't meant to be security. Ripple also gets more clarity on what they can do with XRP in the automated sales. Things are starting to fit together. Is it going to happen right away? Of course not. But this brings us to 2025 and the super cycle we've been talking about, which will happen in 2025. Our guesses for when the super cycle stops are summer, fall, Q2, Q3, and maybe even Q4. It's too early to tell, but it will last for most of 2025. Crypto will reach new heights. A huge amount of money from institutions is going to come into this space. That is especially true when Trump takes office and makes rules that everyone must follow. He made it clear that he wants the US to be the Bitcoin leader. He's not going to let Russia or China tell these crypto markets what to do. He knows this will bring in a lot of money for the US. He runs a business the US has had in a long time, and this is one of the best chances it has had. Don't forget that tonight is the live show. We'll talk about all of this and a lot more. We'll be live on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at 7 p.m. Est. Listen in because we'll be answering questions, going over price charts, talking about all the news and what we're seeing, and getting into more detail to where we think these markets will go. That's something we'll talk about in the second video today. What about stablecoin laws? Now that the election is over, is that still possible? I believe it. What about the Ripple stablecoin? Think about all the times they've met with the Federal Reserve. We know that Brad and Chris met them in Philadelphia right after the Great Meeting. What about the test that's going on in Palau where XRP is being used to back up the US dollar? They are almost done building everything they have been working on. And to top it all off, we understand XRP, and there are only two assets. What are these other things going to do? In 2025, XRP will definitely have its own exchange-traded fund ETF. Before any of these things happened, I said that around the second quarter of this year, there will also be an XRP ETF. There will be a rush of institutional money into XRP, and in 2025, it will reach a new all-time high. Note what I said and write it down. I'll leave it that way. Hey, wash your hands and be nice to each other. There is a new Ripple fan Winkle.